Okay, that was Richard Sherman on the Chris Collingsworth podcast. And look, you heard what he said, but our draft experts here at ESPN, Mel Kiper Jr., Todd McShay, they think that Mac Jones is the better choice for San Francisco. So, Kimberly, take it or leave it. The 49ers with the number 3 pick should take Mac Jones over Justin Fields.
I hate to go against our draft experts here at ESPN, but I'm going to leave it. Because when the 49ers made this trade, a couple league sources texted me and said, you know, Kyle wants an athletic guy. He's going to trade Lance. Like, Lance will be totally ready in 2022. So not even the Justin Fields. You know, I was first hearing trade Lance versus Mac Jones. So I think there's a couple things with Trey Lance. I see him similar to Justin Fields in that you can talk about the athleticism and everything like that, but he's a kid who's raw. He's raw. You know, inexperienced, that's a knock. However, the ceiling is high. You know, I think people, when they mock Mac Jones and talk about Mac Jones and how he fits with the 49ers, he's a great processor. Well, Trey Lance, he's a great processor too. Like, he can go through his progressions. He's high football IQ. You know, calm protections at his own protections. You know, this is an offense, it's a quick offense. Kyle Shanahan, I understand he's been with Matt Ryan and he's been with Jimmy Garoppolo, so it sort of makes sense. Like Mac Jones, he's a guy that you can sort of fit in there. You know, he may not have the athleticism, but he's very smart. But the people that I talk to also bring up, you know, with Justin Fields and Trey Lance, they add a different dimension. You could do some different things with them. So that's why I'm not completely sold on Mac Jones, especially to give up that much, to go up that high, for a guy that a few weeks ago we were talking about, you know, could be there 5, 6, 7, 8. So I would leave that, Charlie.
All right, anyone taking it or everyone leaving it?
I would take it because I think Mac Jones right now is the most NFL-ready quarterback out of the two guys that Kimberly mentioned when it comes to Justin Fields and Trey Lance. And I think all three of these gentlemen are going to be terrific quarterbacks in the National Football League. But I look at where Mac Jones played, and that was at Alabama. And a guy, Nick Saban, who completely changed his offensive culture. He was the kind of guy that had the big linebackers, run the football, play tough defense, and then everybody was running away and hiding from him. I go back to that Ohio State game in the semifinals where he said, enough of that nonsense. And look how many NFL wide receivers that Alabama has put in the NFL ever since all that happened. You got a guy, Mac Jones, that is more NFL ready right now, playing in a pro-style offense when Steve Sarkisian was the offensive coordinator before he made his way to Texas. I think Trey Lance is going to be terrific. Kimberly, I hear what you're saying, and I think you're completely right in terms of his upside. And I think Justin Fields has gotten a really bad rap from a lot of people. That's why I hope he wows it at his second pro day to just shut all those people up who don't think that he can make the right reads or make the quick enough reads. I hope he knocks it out of the park. But if I'm the San Francisco 49ers, if you trade to have the third pick in the draft, you're trading up for a guy that's going to be NFL ready, especially when you don't believe that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to play a full season. That's why I think they made that move to take Mac Jones, and I would take that from the 49ers because Jimmy Garoppolo not playing the full 16, and when that happens, you can plug in Mac Jones. The offense is not going to miss a beat. That's why I would take that if I'm the San Francisco 49ers when it comes to Mac Jones of Alabama.
And that makes sense, especially with them not being far removed from a Super Bowl appearance, getting someone that can plug and play and really get them back to that level of competition, hopefully in the immediate future. I can get that logic. Thank you for that, Freddie. But it's crazy because, you know, it's surprising that Justin Fields, after watching the college football playoff, how he has been the one that has been dropping in the conversations where we watched the playoff and it was startling, right, to see how amazing he had done. I mean, that semifinal versus Clemson, I was in awe. He went 22 for like 28 from the, while playing 385 yards with 6 touchdowns, 4 of which that came after the crazy hit that hampered him in the national championship game. And, you know, it's interesting when you make that move up to 3 and you're the 49ers, trading up, that's a big deal. And you're looking to get that guy. And Kyle Shanahan, you know, one of the best offensive minds. I'm curious as to, you know, when I heard it was a Mac Jones now, you know, going up, I was like, who? Like Mac Jones, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I see this is the guy that you like and that you're targeting. But it's interesting because you make the comparisons, and I know, Kimberly, you said not too long ago, the comparisons to Jimmy Garoppolo, while at first we're hearing, like maybe they want to move in a different direction with someone, a little bit stronger and more athletic. That's where the confusion lies in my head after watching that college football playoff, saying, all right, the ceiling is high for him too. Why is he the one continually to fall? That's the question that I have. That's the question that I think Richard Sherman has, players for the 49ers right now.
So, with the Mac Jones thing, I understand pro-style offense, all that. It's real easy to look real good when your team is stacked at every position. Every position, you got dogs. So, I think he's going to be a fantastic prospect, a very good NFL QB. It's no shade to him, but I think this is what's so fascinating about the draft, because every team has these quarterbacks, these 5 quarterbacks, rated a little differently. So it's what's your flavor? That's what it's going to come down to. But I think in terms of projecting what a prospect is going to be, at Alabama, when you've got Waddle, when you got Devontae Smith, you got all these guys, you got a line that's going to keep you upright, and guys don't even touch you. That's a really nice situation to be in. So I feel this again. I hate these compare contrast things because it sounds like, I'm knocking Mac Jones. I think this kid's going to be good. But, Trey Lance, I think with the 49ers situation, they like Jimmy G. But will Jimmy G, they could keep Jimmy G for this year. What about after this year? They're a ready-made team right now to go to the playoffs if he stays healthy. Could we see a rookie QB play by the end of the year in this offense, plug and play like you say? Or do you completely, by 2022, you go in a different direction with a young kid who's had a year of seasoning? I think Trevor Lawrence obviously should play. You can make a case that I personally like to see a young kid sit and just learn and watch. Instead, because I've watched a lot of bad teams have ruined bad quarterbacks, ruin quarterbacks. So
Tell them why, Kimberly.
I'm Freddie's face.
We ain't got the time, girl. We don't got the time to go through all the QBs that I've seen get demolished. But so in this situation, I think there's a lot of very good young QBs. If they get some time to sit, they could be great QBs in the NFL.
Didn't Justin Fields play on the stack team at
the
Ohio
Jets,
State?
y'all.
I mean, Justin Fields didn't exactly play a bunch of Scorbinis at Ohio State. A lot of 5-star guys on the O-line, wide receiver, running back. So I hear you saying about Mac Jones, but Justin Fields wasn't that directional tech playing with guys and making them a championship team with Ohio State. So believe me, Mac Jones played with the stacked guys, and he made them better. Justin Fields wasn't exactly in scrubland doing the same thing with Ohio State.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Mac Jones definitely had a stacked team. He had everything going for him on his side of the ball. In fact, according to Sports Info Solutions, Mac Jones only one of 2 qualified quarterbacks in the FBS with at least a 90 QBR in both man and zone coverage. That would be alongside Zach Wilson. So just goes to show, matters who's on your team. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to leave it there. But the draft coming up in just a few weeks. We're going to see what happens there. But